Welcome to another episode of Harmony and Hustlin, where we blend creativity, courage, and the grind that keeps us all going. I'm your host, StarGurl, and today I'm sitting down with someone I've known for many years, my sis from way back, Randi, aka Emily Payne. She's a poet with a message, a woman of faith, and a beautiful spirit who just dropped her debut poetry collection, The Storms in My Brain, which, by the way, is already sitting at 5 stars on Amazon. Her words hit deep, raw, honest, and healing, touching on mental health, sleepless nights, and quiet battles we all face. Randi's not just a writer, though. She's a mother, a wife, and a woman walking in purpose. So let's dive in and talk about her journey through the storms and how she turned pain into poetry. Randi, first off, it's good to see you.
You too. Don't do that.
I know. I'm already getting choked up.
No,
and it's crazy.
Like,
we've known each other since we were teens. And I had no clue, a lot of the things you're, express in this book. But you've always had that spark, a quiet strength about you. And seeing you now as a poet, a mom, an expecting mom,
yes,
and an author, I'm just really proud, and it's good to see that whatever it was, you didn't succumb to it. So welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you
it's
for
so
having
great
me.
to have you. And we've got Melissa in here too, right?
Yes.
She's in the cut though. You can't see her, but she's here. She's got pom-poms in her hand, and she's
supporting.
Yeah, she's supporting her lovely, lovely friend. So let's talk. How are you? How are you feeling these days?
Doing good. I mean, considering, but everything else, mind, spirit, going good.
That's good. It's good to see you. I'm just tripping out because I'm like, you're in the studio.
I know. It's so
And
exciting.
you're here after all years, huh? I don't even want to say my name. My age. We're not going to go there, but we'll just say years. But you look great. You look radiant. You're on baby number what?
Well, total 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's rad. And wait, are you in school still, or are you just finished? Wow.
Yes. Hopefully, the goal is to graduate in 27. Well, now I'm taking a little break, so probably 2027.
Rightfully so.
Yes.
I mean, you can't do everything. I'm just kidding.
I'm trying.
You're like, technically I
Fit
can.
it all in. That's the plan.
Sorry. I had to, segue into that. But what first drew you to writing? Because we have her book here, Storms in My Brain. I love the illustration, first of all. The box with the brain, and it looks like a storm cloud. Like, that is a really great depiction, because I think we all go through storms in our brain, even as adults. But this was done in your youth. What drew you to writing this type of poetry?
It actually just started off as me writing in a diary. I was 13 when I started writing in a diary. Honestly, just pain. I didn't write happy thoughts. I wrote whatever was hurting. And around 15 is when I started reading poetry books. And I was like, okay, I want to make my words rhyme. I want to make a melody out of them. And I want them to have meaning. So I started writing poetry. And then when in high school at 17, we had a creative writing class. It was the first one ever. And that was Rachel Jimenez. Well, now she's Rachel Jimenez.
Oh,
she taught it.
Shout out to Rach. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Shout out, baby girl.
And and a lot of her assignment, I loved the assignments. And everything I wrote, she encouraged me to keep doing it. It wasn't, this is too dark, or you shouldn't write like this, or it should be about this or that. It was, she liked it. She read it. She encouraged to keep going, and I did. And so I actually brought my very first journal today that I ever had since I was 15 years old. This is where it all started.
Let's take a look at this journal, child. Oh, look at, so you could tell, we got the Van stickers. That was our life back in the day, girl. Yeah. This is so beautiful. This is so cool that you still have that.
Yeah, I still have it. Melissa's even bought me a journal before, and
wow.
I just fill them up. They're all thoughts. Some rhyme, some don't. Some make sense, some make no sense at all. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm like, that just took me back.
I know.
Oh my
I even have some notes in there from like, the girls we hung out with, little letters.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of that. I hardly, you know what I do have? Oh my gosh, I should have brought it. I have a VeggieTale photo album and I have pictures of you in there too.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to start posting it on social media. But
in London.
Yes. Oh my God.
I love
We
it.
went to England. We won't bore
so
you guys
fun.
with the details.
Yes.
No, but we had a good youth.
Good
we had a
time.
good youth. We had good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow. So did writing help you through a lot of like the tough moments growing up?
It did. It like I said, it was really hard to talk to people in the community that I was in, and when I felt that when I tried, it was more torn down, or just it wasn't valued.
Yeah, it was met with like, well, you should do this. It's like, no, I'm really trying to express how I really feel.
Right. And the pain was getting deeper and it was hurting more. And so this was my way of bleeding. It was just write it out on paper. Sometimes it was just words and it was like, okay, I got that out. And so that was just my way of getting it out. So
yeah, it's sometimes people frown upon it and they're like, well, you have this and you have that, but people don't really see but internally, like there is a storm going on.
Yeah, and at that age, you just think something's wrong with you, or you think you're weird, or you see everyone else is the same except you, or you're that black sheep, and that's what it sort of turned into and started feeling. And things in our personal life were kind of getting overturned, and it was a lot, and it just turned into things you can't talk about. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. The storms in my brain, it was really just like a tornado, just so many thoughts going through it, and it was affecting me completely.
Right. It was affecting you, and then we didn't, now you go back then, nowadays you have more resources for mental health, right? It's not such a stigma. It's not so frowned upon nowadays as much, well, from what I see. But then you have the juxtaposition of social media, like we were saying earlier. Thank goodness it wasn't as rampant like what we had, like MySpace and stuff. We don't want to date ourselves, but you know what I'm saying? It's like now everywhere you look, and it's even more prevalent now. These kids deal with a lot of you got to think about it. Teenage girl, you like a boy, then your body image, then you feel like the black sheep, you feel out of place. Then you got these thoughts, and everyone's telling you not to think that way and not be that way, but you're like, but I am. Okay, so there's something wrong with me. You're like,
right.
You have that whole, like you said, a storm, like a tornado of those thoughts that you've got to combat. But at least you found an outlet.
Yes.
And you found something, and then you took your outlet and you published it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So when did you realize, I don't know if then or now, when did you realize that your words had enough power not only to heal yourself, but to possibly heal others too?
Honestly, not until recently, not until the book was written. I finished the book when I was 27. So I'm 41 now. Anyone could know my age.
Girl, you look good.
Thank you. And
you look good.
It was more, I sent out the book to the people I thought, you should read this first. Let me know what you think. I took their words at face value, and I said, okay, well, it's still going to go out. But at 27, I wasn't at that place where none of us were healed at the time, whether it was a relationship that I talked about in the book, whatever it was going to cause problems. I needed to make sure that I was healed along with any relationships I had, and that those were healed, to say, okay, it's time. So when I did that, it was really just, if you've ever had that feeling of a rubber band around your heart and a rock on your back, once I put it out and it was ready to go, and those people read it, it was gone. It was just like, I felt, relief. It was just relief.
Wow, really?
And so,
really?
If anything, I feel like, okay, I'm done, not done yet. Obviously, I'm still alive, but I'm healing. And I took many, many steps, classes, therapy, a lot of stuff to get here. And it wasn't until I started receiving emails saying, like, I read your book. Some were from kids that are now my age. I felt this way too. Some were from their parents saying we had no idea our kids felt this way. So it was also humbling and eye-opening. It just, not just for teenagers, but for the parents too.
Right.
So
it takes a lot of bravery. What you did, because we all, like I told someone the other day, we all deal with depression, anxiety. I don't care who you are. Everyone deals with it, especially in a society in America, right? But what you did was brave. Because a lot of people don't want to share their thoughts, let alone talk about their thoughts, let alone publish their thoughts. But your bravery is remarkable, because somebody could look at, like you say, you get emails, somebody could look at this. I've read the ones that I'm like, oh my God, it's moving. It brings tears to my eyes. I'm not crying. It's just moving to where my eyes just well up, because I feel a ton of things like, oh man, I didn't know she felt that way. Oh man, that's so great that she got oh man, like there's so many kind of like feelings I get from it, and it's powerful. Like you being brave enough to say, you know what, like you said, I gotta let get off my chest and put it out there and let it help someone. It's really, really powerful.
Yeah, and like now I have 4 girls, so it's like I don't want them to feel that. I'm sure it's gonna happen one day, but I want them to be able to come to mom or to dad and be like, yeah, I'm not feeling too great, and this is why, and they're not gonna get in trouble for it or get sent to someone to talk to them, like, unless it's a doctor. I think I needed a doctor, and I didn't have one when I needed one, and so I think that's just, I mean, it just builds and builds and builds.
And that's one thing they tell you too, like therapy, to write out the things. And I've got tons of journals, and I'm sure a lot of people do too, but I want you to know, like I want to emphasize the bravery as a young woman, you're now as a mom, to take those things and to put it out there. It takes a lot of guts to do that. And I know, I mean, praise the Lord if it's for monetary gain and it gains notoriety and all that. That's rad. That's the byproduct. That's the cherry on top. But what you're going to do is going to inspire and help other people. And saying that, how did you come up with the title? Because it's like perfect. Like I said, the illustration, I'm going to show it again. The illustration, you're the first poet on the podcast. So thank you so much again. I have another friend, Taylor. He's written, but I have a couple of his books he's written. He should come on, and another friend too, but you're the first. And now we live in a time where poetry is very relevant. Like it's like, so your timing can't be more perfect. But how did you come up with this title? Like, it's so, like, it catches your eye, but it's relatable. So how did you come up with that?
So I basically call myself an organized mess. And
I like that.
I can't find what I put away. But if it's in a mess, I could be like, I know where that paper clip was. It's under the table. And that's where I'll find it. So basically that's where and how my thoughts were. It's a storm in there all the time. It's just constantly going. And I need to stop and say, okay, this is happening now. This is happening later. Now, part of my problem is I plan way too ahead, or I think too far back. And so it crowds up my brain, and it's the storms in my brain. And I actually, when I was creating an Instagram, because that's how I first started putting my poetry out there. Actually, I'm lying. I had put my poetry out when I was 17 years old. I won 3 contests.
What?
On poetry.com. It no longer exists. Not the same one. But that's where it started.
Wow. Okay.
And
cool.
The first poem that in the book, which I could probably share later.
Okay.
That was the first one I ever got an award for.
Really?
And so when I was setting up my Instagram page, it was just like my brain was going crazy. It's just an Instagram handle, but it was so important to me. And so I was like, okay, this is crazy. This is a storm, and it just needs to calm down.
Yeah.
And that's where it came from. Just being myself.
Wow.
Yeah, being crazy.
You know what? Sometimes, sometimes you got to be crazy. Sometimes you could label it as crazy, but I see it the way I see it because it's touching, it's bravery. And not only because I know you, it's just something, like I said, a lot of people feel it. They think it. Some journal it. Some don't. Some don't think to publish to help other people. And I'm sure that was how. I mean, I know you wanted to get your poetry out there and get some, critical acclaim or some acclaim for it
Right.
when you're 17, right? Like it shows you that, oh, I'm on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I am a poet. Okay, I can write poetry. Like,
Right.
okay, like this is cool. Yeah, I could do this. And now look, fast forward.
Yeah.
And it's a book.
Yeah.
That's so
exactly.
cool. That's so cool. So you write about sleepless nights and silent battles. Was it difficult to share those truths publicly? Like, was it difficult for you to say, oof, I'm going to put it on Amazon?
Honestly, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard to write them. It was hard to read them after. And knowing that everyone's going to read every single poem differently. You're going to get one thing from it. Someone else is going to get something else from it. So it was like, oh man, am I going to look like a bad person? Am I going to look like a great person? So it was a little scary. None of this was to hurt feelings, get revenge. It was for healing, and not only for myself, but to know that, to let other people know a teenager wrote this. I mean, like I said, I finished it when I was 27. So it was about 10 years in the making. So it's like a young person feels this, but we can't share it, or we feel that we can't share it. And I just want someone to read it from a teenager's perspective or a teenager's point of view and say, what if my teenager is feeling that way? I don't want him or her to keep that inside. I don't want them to hold it until they're 40 years old and then have children and not know how to deal with both of their minds. Like, we're making decisions for little people now, and you don't want that on you. So it's just, I had to release it. I didn't necessarily have to release the book, but it's been a dream of mine.
Go big, go home, baby.
No, it's true. Like, I mean, it's been my dream for as long as I can remember. And at one point when Kindle came out and all these things, audio books, I was like, books are dead. No one reads books anymore. And that kind of discouraged me from even thinking of writing a book.
I could see that, yeah.
And one day, I went on a trip with a friend, my illustrator, A.correiaart is her name.
Shout out to A.correiaart.
Yes,
we'll list her on the episode too. We'll put you guys' handle and everything.
Yeah. So we went on a trip. We didn't talk about like our book, but we talked about our upbringing. We've been friends also since we were 15, 17 years old. So just talking about traumas and everything. It was a 4-hour trip, so I mean we had a lot to talk about. And I think that week I came home and I told her, I'm like, do you want to help me with something? And she was like, absolutely. I was like, I need your drawings, like let's get together and do this. And we did it. I mean, we got together and
wow. I did check out her drawing, all the illustrations today on her Instagram. I was like, oh, this is rad. I added her. I'm like, oh, these are nice.
Yeah,
I was like,
she's awesome.
Yeah, they're really rad. And then seeing them in the book and taking a picture of one and reposting on the Instagram too, that was good. But that's a great point that you bring up, having someone that you could like, that's close to you, that you can trust, right? Because a lot of people you can tell your traumas to, and they use it as ammunition or against you. And then for her to help you bring this dream to fruition too is really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. I sent her a couple of the poems and I said, do whatever you feel. Like, I want to see because I want to see what people feel from some of them. And she was like, okay. And some of them, she asked me, what were you feeling exactly when you wrote this? And that's how we communicated. And she would send me the photos and it just came to life. It came together.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you come up with Emily Payne?
Emily Payne. So Emily was and if people from high school hear this, they'll know
Don't do it.
that she was kind of like my alter ego.
Nice.
Like I never used the name, but the name came up every now and then for whatever reason. And so I remember saying, if I ever have a daughter, I'm going to name her Emily, you know, but it just didn't happen. And I wrote the book. Yeah. And I wrote the book and I didn't know I could use, you know, like a pen name. And I was like, I don't know if I want to use my real name. I'm kind of scared and
safe that way.
And I just, you know, I wanted to keep my book life, my private life separate. And it was Emily, and I was like, this whole book is about pain. Like, it's just overcoming pain. It is pain, you know.
I like it.
So, Emily Payne.
I like it. That'll be a cool band name, too, Emily Payne. But, and then going back to what you said, too, like, I mean, you're already, you know, you're a mom and you have your girls, but this is a great example to show them, like, hey, you could do and be whatever you want to be. And then you also have this safe space you can create for your children, because a lot of people don't have that open door policy as their kids get older. Like, hey, you can open up to me. I've been through some things. And kids tend to do. I have a 13-year-old and he looks at me like, you don't know anything. And I'm like, oh, I bet you. I was 13 before, dude. Okay. I've seen all the tricks in the book. I used to pull it myself. But it's a good example to show them, like, hey, you could write a book. Hey, you could go to school. Hey, you could be a mom and a wife. Like, you're not limited as a woman. Like, so, and then you've got little ladies at home. So that's a very big way to show them, like, you could be more than what people try to box you in and be. Because I know this is just the beginning for you. This is gonna gain traction and inspire you to do more, and that's what we want. We want to see more.
I hope so. I mean, I have a couple of things in the works. But like I said, mom, mother, wife, going to school. So it's like working.
You're working?
Working on top of that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a couple of things are in the works. But my daughter really wants me to write a book about her.
Have you ever thought about doing a children's book about her? Maybe like loosely on her? That'd be cool.
Definitely want to write a children's book.
You got an illustrator already too?
Exactly.
Girl.
She's ready. She is ready.
I'm finna write me a poetry book too. You ain't gonna get mad. I want to write me some poetry. I don't know if I want to put my stuff out there though. I'm
no, you
scared.
should. Those are probably the best ones I'm hearing.
It's for a whole nother name. I released it in Africa, Germany, and China only. The 3 continents. I don't want no attachment.
Oh my god! I'm gonna edit out my snort.
Girl. But imagine, like, I'm so scared we're gonna put this in New Zealand and that's it. No one will see it.
Oh my god, I'd buy it. No, but yes, the children's book is definitely there, but it's very hard for me to write happy things. Like I write dark stuff. Like, you know, hopefully one day a dark novel. I mean, I love Halloween.
Yes, we know. So were you Joker this year? That was so cool. That was cool.
And then my littlest was Batman, and then we had Harley Quinn.
I love it. I loved it. I was like, oh, cute. Oh.
Yeah, but so I think I need to get into that.
Maybe you should do a Halloween children's book about a little girl who wants it to be Halloween every day.
I feel like that would be fun.
I think it would. I was talking to a friend of mine. I mean, take the idea, but we were like, why do we have to dress up as adults? And, you know, and we only get a few days a year. And I was like, I'm like, it should be Halloween every day. We do about a little girl who wants to have Halloween every day.
I think that'd be great.
Oh, that would be so cute. I'm just kidding. We manifest on this show, okay?
Yes.
We put ideas out there. We are not haters. We like to create here. Oh my gosh. So because, you know, we grew up Christian and stuff. Does your faith show up a little bit in the book, a little bit? Is there a touch of it? Or is it all just personal things that don't necessarily have anything to do necessarily with faith?
None in this book. Maybe there's a little bit of sarcasm about it, maybe in two of the pages, but I wanted it to reach out to everybody. I didn't want it just to reach out to one type of person, one type of religion, one type of culture, anybody, everybody. And also because I had just a hard time as a teenager and my faith, and I thought you had to be one certain way for a certain God.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, and I mean, my dad's a pastor, and he's so easy to talk to, where where I could explain these things to him, and he's like, wait a minute, that's not how it is. And so writing the book, so to answer your question, no, it's not very faith-based at all, because I really wanted anyone to be able to relate to it.
Right.
And
that's what I gathered from it. I just, had the question down and thought because I kind of disagree. I think sometimes we lose faith, and that's what happens, but we box God in, or we box our mindset in, and we forget that no, people hurt everywhere. Your dad could be a pastor, you could still feel this way. Your dad
Right.
could not be a pastor, still feel like this is a universal thought process of real mental things that you go through. And I know it's to speak to youth because you were a youth writing it, but even me older, like I said, a lot of it was moving, and it brought tears to my eyes even now, because you could still feel the depression of the past, especially when you're older, because you've accumulated all that stuff. Exactly. And then you can think about the future and still feel that anxiety and that weight. But it is comforting reading something like this and knowing that I can relate to you. Yeah. And I'm sure someone else could get the book and relate to you as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
So was there a poem that was the hardest for you to write, or that healed you the most?
I put a little tags in here
because we're gonna get into it. You gonna she gonna read us some poetry today.
There was
I was so excited.
So nothing was hard to write.
Okay.
Came out very easily, smooth. It was just pouring. It would just pour out in a journal. But like I said earlier, it was when I would read them. It was hard to read them. And when I wrote the book, some of these poems I didn't read for years. And so I went through, I easily have 1,000 poems. Easily.
Yeah. How did you get it to edit all, to condense it?
I had a binder of just, okay, so I went by age basically. So I had my teenage to 27, and then I cut it off at 27 because I said, okay, this is where my life started to heal. This is where I started to feel better. So I'm just going to do a harsh, raw book first.
Okay.
And so I cut those out. And, but going back, one of them's to my dad and my parents, and reading it, I was just sitting there crying at my own words because I didn't want to read them either.
You're almost in a time machine back to that moment.
And so you're reading these, and then you're sending them to the editor, and then they're sending it back, and then you're sending it. So you have to read each and every word each time. And so that was tough, because then, every single poem has a memory attached to it.
Wow.
So some of those memories aren't so great. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking about that. And I'm waking up, I'm telling my husband, oh my God, I had a dream about one of the poems, but it's like that memory. And
really,
and like you text your friend, and I'm just like, oh my God, like this whole memory just came back. And I call them pocket memories.
Isn't it fun?
It's like finding change in your pocket. And I'm just like, I didn't want to think about this really. Yeah. Some lint. And so that was the hard part.
Yeah.
It was the reading part.
I get it.
But
going back in my journal, sometimes I'm like, yikes, whoa.
Exactly. I went through this a couple of days ago, and oh my gosh, like
you're like,
where were you?
And then there's some things though, like I've manifested stuff, and I've gone back in a journal. I was telling a girlfriend the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wrote this at this time, and then like this happened in my life, and I've brought this piece in my life. So that it's very powerful what you write, and the people that are watching and listening to this, and you're inspired by this, it goes both ways and hand in hand. And yeah,
it's nuts. I'm trying to, I know I put notes, but how it just kind of goes a different way.
She's the author with, putting it all together.
Yes.
And it's crazy because it's like now you try to find ways to ground yourself, because people forget that journaling will ground you. I always tell people, and then I found out that that's what therapists tell people, like, I feel when I'm very angry, I have to journal.
Oh, yes.
I have to journal. That's all. Like, some of the stuff I read is psycho. or I have to yell or do something that grounds me. And then there's times I need peaceful grounding. I go outside, walk in the rain. That's my favorite thing, like
Yeah.
instant energy cleansing. I will walk in the rain, or if it's a nice cool day, I take my shoes off barefoot. Hug a tree. Yes, hug a tree. Trees are the oldest, wisest thing in this world. They're very old. Hug one. But
You walk outside and see Delu hugging a tree.
yeah, because I'm an air sign, so I get
nice.
all in my head.
Yes.
Ooh, child, I would live in my head. In my head, I'm like, I could come up with the conclusions to everything in my head, and I'll be absolutely wrong.
Right.
I'm like, you looked at me, you don't like me anymore. We're no longer friends. You hate me. They're like, what are you talking about? Because that's how I have in my head.
Yeah, no, it's true. But I'm the same way with the rain. Like it rained this whole week. One window's just open. You smell that fresh air and the wet cement.
It's sound cleansing because you get like a nice, not like a sound bath, and then the air. So you get the whole like the sensory thing for it.
I love it.
It's so beautiful. I love the rain. Yeah.
But okay, I mean, did you want me to read one now or at the end?
You know what?
I have like
no.
different
We'll
ones.
get into it now because I want you to start reading it so people could get to know what you're into, and then we'll go into like what's coming up next, where you're gonna be, and things like that. So yes,
okay,
take it away, Randi.
Okay, am I doing one or two?
Emily Payne, you can do two.
Okay,
you have the floor.
Oh my God. Okay, so the first one. And I really didn't want to read this one, but I don't know. Something's telling me to read it. And it's the one I just brought up that was to my dad. And I was a pain in the butt, honestly. And sometimes I try to defend myself and say I wasn't. I was just trying to do normal things in a place with a lot of rules. And it made it really hard. But I ended up kind of just going way, way far out where I shouldn't have been. So here it is. So I named it Daddy. And it says, to my dad, don't ever take the blame. You brought me up well. To my dad, you didn't drop me. It was me who fell. To my dad, please don't worry. Look at me. I'm okay. Please, Dad, please relax. I promise I will call you today. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
It says, Dad, please dry your eyes. I hate to see you cry. Dad, please tell Mom I love her, and I didn't mean to lie.
Take your time.
Daddy, I need your help. I don't know what to do. Daddy, I'm so sorry for everything. But this time I need you. Daddy, you helped me out. You never walked away. Daddy, you hugged me tight and said I would be okay. Daddy, I'm so sorry for hurting you, and I thank you for loving me. Daddy, thank you for everything and believing in what I could be. That was the hardest poem to read. I can't even believe I made an ugly cry face on a show. But
why do you think it was the hardest? Because it was being a daddy's girl. And
my dad fought hard. I mean, not just for me, for his kids, but I mean, being a girl, being his baby girl, and me
trying
being
to protect you
out there. I mean, I was just, I was out there, and not doing very good things. And he, like, sometimes you would call for help and that person wouldn't answer. I knew my dad would answer. Sometimes I wouldn't call because I knew he would answer, and I didn't want to hear what he had to say.
Right.
And
you don't want him to feel like it's his fault that you're going.
Right. Yeah, and it wasn't until I went home, one of the times I went home, I should say, and I was cleaning up my life and cleaning up everything, where I was just like, okay, like, thank you. I mean, this was the one person I knew I could count on for everything and anything, and I felt so terrible. Like, it was, but at the same time, it built us. And I'm a lot like my dad, and he'll be the first to tell you that too. But
it's so beautiful though to hear that, all of us have our dads and our relationships with our dad. So it's really beautiful to hear that. I'm so glad you shared
well,
that.
thank
I
you.
really
Thank
am.
you.
I'm so glad. Oh, there goes the mic. Down goes Frazier. This is a live podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We don't mess around. So what was the second? You said 2 poems.
Yes, this one I don't think I'll cry, but
Oh, who knows? I might cry then.
I'm like, I kind of just want to pick one.
Somebody's gonna cry.
Let's see. Okay.
Which one are we gonna do? A spooky one?
No spooky
Yeah, I'm
ones
just
today.
kidding.
But this one is limited time only.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
And it says, I was sent away when I was 17 to a place where I could be happy. I stayed there for 3 months, and I was indeed so happy. I forgot I went to change, and everyone else stayed the same. They thought they knew who I was, but they only knew my name. And this poem was specifically, I got in trouble. I was a junior, and I have an aunt that, I mean, we're super close, and I talked to her about everything. So I remember her just saying like, hey, come and stay with me.
Okay.
And I went and I stayed with her. And I mean, it was fun. You know, it was movies, Target trips.
A little break from the rules of the house, and
Exactly.
and you know, you could let your hair down a little bit and not feel like your parents are breathing down your.
Yeah, and it was, you know, swimming
Little
every day
freedom.
in the summer. Yeah, it was great. It was amazing. And I came home, and there was just a horrible rumor of where I really was. And
well, you know that's gonna happen. People have nothing else better to do.
So I remember just hearing about, you know, it, and I wrote that. I was just like, I thought I was better. I thought I did better. And so I was 17, and I graduated that school year after, and I was just like, you know what? Everyone thinks I'm bad anyway, so let's just do it.
Yeah.
Like there was no point in being better.
Yeah.
And
you're a teenager, you're trying to still figure life out. You're like, you know what? I can't win. So
yeah. So it was that. I feel like a lot of teenagers feel that way. They mess up, and sometimes it's not that bad. Sometimes it's really bad. But you could change. You could come back from that. You're so young. And even if you have done something terrible and you grow up into a woman or a man, you could come back from that. I mean, maybe you're the only one who remembers it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, depending what it is.
Or they remember it, but you chose a different path. You know, a lot of times people can change, and a lot of times people can't. And that, you know, and it's always choice.
Yeah, people truly do change, and I don't think those people get enough. I don't even want to say recognition, because a lot of them do it very silently. And it's not that they're ignoring you. It's not that they want to stay away from you. They're in their own.
Yeah.
They're being their own. They changed on their own, and that's where they want to stay.
Yeah. Sometimes they've got to go into like hermit mode and get away from people and just say, you know, I've had enough. Because then you got people that you're trying to heal or you're trying to change, and then they want to say things about you and put you in a box and give you rumors, and you're like, hey, come on, I'm human. We all make mistakes. You guys aren't
probably
saints.
Still know me as the 17, 18-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like, no, like I'm a whole mom and
I'm
stuff.
Like, well, I did want you on camera to sign.
And I have something for you.
My book. I had to
first.
have you sign it for me. I even brought my favorite pink pen. God. Because I was like, I was reading it when I first got it. I posted on Facebook. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy your book. Let me post it. And I was like, no, I'm gonna post it after. But I was like, no, post it before. And when I got it, you know, we have a Amazon locker hub in my apartment, and I went and got it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to dig into this right now. Because now I'm reading again. Like I said, I don't fall asleep anymore. I don't open a book and go, you know, thank you. And I tore through it, and I was already marking like the ones that I wanted. And I was like, okay, stop. Because I have a tendency to like mark up my books and highlight.
And I purposely made it short, and I purposely made it with large words.
So what's next? What's next? Because I know there's either got to be a volume 2, or or I don't know, what's coming down the pipeline? What do you got coming up next? If you feel at liberty to say.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I'm hoping within the next 2 years I have something new. Um, there's actually two things I'm working on because I really need to decide which one I want to let go. So, do we want more poetry or do we want some stories? So I have a little bit of autobiography type stories. Or more poetry. So I really just need to finish both of them and figure out what's coming out.
Well, don't
next.
stop, because this is really good. If you guys haven't got Storms in My Brain, you guys got to get it at Amazon. It's on Amazon. And where is it?
You
Where
could get
else
it
is
on Amazon, or you could go to www.EmilyPaynePoetry.com.
Okay.
And there's a link also to Amazon there. If you have my
And your
number, Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Instagram is Emily Payne Poetry, and you could even meet me there and I could send you a copy. So
yeah, that'd be great. Do you have any upcoming? I think you did a signing, or you were gonna do a signing.
So Arlene and her husband came over and we did a signing on a book.
Okay.
On a few books, and then which I also brought for you. She signed some of her.
Let's go.
Of her pages.
This artwork is so rad. You guys take a look at this. Well, for
There's
the
some
people that are listening to the podcast only, too bad. But the people that are watching, so beautiful.
Yes,
I love
Arlene
this.
Correa. And there's some stickers in there too that she had made.
Thank you.
Now the funny story.
I love it.
The one that says "The Storms in My Brain" with the little girl in front.
Yeah.
Now that was the original cover.
Wow.
And
I like it. It's morbid.
It was all. That was exactly the point, and that's what I wanted. And this was all just verbally told to her. I want this. I want that. I want it to look like this. This is what I'm feeling. I want it to look like I have a migraine. And because I have suffered from those in the past. And so I was like, I want it to look like that. But if you see in there, there's also a yellow daisy.
I love that.
And,
I love that.
If you want a bundle, if anyone's ever interested in a bundle, we give one signed book, 2 posters, and some stickers. And we always give a yellow daisy.
Wait, so you have like a book bundle?
A little book bundle.
So you get, what do you get in the book bundle again?
So you get a signed book.
Okay.
If she's with me, we'll both sign it.
Okay.
But otherwise, it will most likely be my signature.
Okay.
But you do get signed posters.
Cool.
And some stickers. And then we always, my niece, Crochet with Perla, or Crochet by Perla, hand makes daisies.
I get daisies too.
You get 2 little daisies.
Let's go. This is so rad.
Yeah. So,
oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, this is.
I like when I get stuff on my podcast. I think it's only happened twice.
Oh,
You're
that's
the
so
second
great.
time.
But it's just great because, I mean, a lot of hands went into making this special. Like I said, my niece makes her little crochets. Arlene helps me with the drawings. I do the writing, and it just kind of all comes together. It's like everybody's little piece of kindness. And the yellow daisy kind of expresses a little bit of hope, a new creation, a bit of brightness. So I always say, find your yellow.
Like a new day.
Yes.
Yellow is a very powerful color. I forgot what it's for, but they say you should wear more yellow, and I'm always wearing black. So
me too. That's all I wear.
I know. So I'm like, I'm going to wear more yellow. Throw some yellow in there, but it's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you could dream big, Randi, what would you want to do? What would be if the sky was the limit?
Oh my gosh. I mean, the normal mom stuff, I want my kids to just be amazing and happy. But honestly, like you brought up the making money from the book, that never really crossed my mind. It was, I need to help just one person. I need to inspire one person. I want to help them just get through that terrible, terrible day.
Yeah.
Those that have suffered with depression or wanting, to commit suicide or any of that. It comes back. It's going to always be there. It's going to always come back. And we just got to fight. We literally got to fight for our lives sometimes and just keep going. So I would just say my goal is, if you can see a therapist, go. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with it. there's nothing wrong with you. There's someone there to help. If you're religious and you feel like you shouldn't go to one, no, God put that person there with that education to help you.
Yep.
And I truly believe that. I really just, that's my goal. Like, I want to do my best to do my best.
Yeah.
And help others do their best. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fall. Like, you really just got to keep going. And it sounds cliche, but that's our life. We have our life to keep trying. And even on days we want to just die
and
end it all.
And just be like, all right, there's a window, I'm out.
Yeah. And it's just the honest truth, because I think right now, without ever getting into anything specific, right now in the world, there's a lot of that happening. There's a lot of those thoughts.
Yeah.
And those teenagers are having them.
With social media, a lot of people are getting triggered. I have a friend, Arlo. He told me something. We sing karaoke together. And I ran into him. He works at Kaiser. And I said, Arlo, my karaoke friend. He's like in scrubs, like, leave me alone, lady. And I ran into him and I said, he's in his 30s. He's a really sweet guy. And I said, how have you been, Arlo? I said, well, you know what? I got my podcast now. Let's get social media. And he's like, I don't do social media. And then we talked later. I said, well, why? He goes, I just see people my age getting married and having children. And that's something I want for my life. And it makes me depressed and it triggers something in me. Yeah. And I believe, like, you coming on this show, like, I didn't see it. Now I do. In this episode, sharing your poetry, having the poetry available for people to purchase. It is, how much is it on Amazon? Like, it's very affordable.
It's $9.99 on Amazon. And,
very affordable.
And you could just read it on Amazon too. It's available to read for free.
And this is a conversation to help people, because a lot of people don't even want to talk about that. And that goes hand in hand with what I said about your bravery. Not only are you going on other shows and podcasting, and you're finding purpose behind your words that you wrote at a time that without a doubt is going to help people. So I just think this whole thing connected together is really great. And I am with you. Like, if it helps one person or two people with suicidal ideation or anything like that, that's all that really matters. I mean, the byproduct, yes, making money off of it, some notoriety, that's great. You deserve it. But yeah, the purpose behind it is really cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'm so glad you're on the show.
Me too. I was excited.
You came and blessed us all the way from your house, and thank you to your friend for bringing it too.
Thank you. I was nervous to try.
And shout out to Hex from Hex Studio. And I just want to encourage people, pick up the book, but if you need help, like she's saying, reach out to someone, a trusted friend, therapist. You got a good relationship with your dad. Write in your journal,
And on the back, the last page, there is an international suicide hotline that you could call at any time, and someone will answer. So,
well, I'm your host, StarGurl. Thank you so much to my guests for coming down and blessing us. Thank you so much. And, everybody keep that harmony in your soul and that hustle in your heart. I'm StarGurl, and thank you for watching and listening. Peace out.
Thank you.